Have you ever had a phone call that changed your life? On March 13th, 2015, I was going about my daily game day duties as an assistant baseball coach at Sonoma State. I was getting the field ready. I was organizing scouting reports. I was dealing with young college baseball players and their daily problems. I received a phone call from my wife's doctor. My wife had been suffering from a disease called lupus, and this doctor had managed her care for the last 7 years. At the end of our conversation, he informed me that he thought my wife, Leslie, had 6 months to a year to live. The phone call was devastating. It triggered this fear of the future, this fear of the unknown. It triggered anxiety and depression. It sent me into this downward spiral. Unfortunately, his words came true. 7 months later, on October 25th, 2015, I got a phone call from that same doctor to inform me that my wife, Leslie, our son Tyler's mom, had passed away. The downward spiral that I was on, it turned into a free fall. I stopped taking care of myself. I stopped paying bills. I started numbing my feelings and emotions with alcohol. I was doing my best to take care of our son Tyler. I was heading up the stairs one morning to check his blood sugar. Tyler's a type 1 diabetic, and I didn't make it to the top of the stairs. I had an alcohol-related seizure, and the free fall that I was on, it came to a crash landing at the bottom of our stairs. And when I came to, I looked up and I saw 2 paramedics standing above me. But what made the biggest impact in my life is I looked up the stairs and I saw our son Tyler. And he was looking down at the only parent that he had. He was frightened and he was scared, and I couldn't get to him. I couldn't hold him. I couldn't hug him. I couldn't tell him that things were going to be okay because I just didn't know. Later that day, I was coming home from the hospital, and I was angry and disappointed with myself where I'd taken my life to. But I couldn't help but think that was Leslie. That was Leslie nudging me down the stairs, giving me a wake-up call, telling me to straighten my life out, to start living my life by the advice that I give to our players at Sonoma State. When dealing with the players at Sonoma State, I try to give them 3 steps. And they're the same 3 steps that I used when I was struggling with baseball. Those steps are to reflect, connect, and select. And I relate them to baseball because baseball is such a big part of my life, and I envision myself up to bat, and I'm battling the pitcher and I'm battling the defense, and in order for me to score, I got to touch 3 bases. I got to touch first, second, and third. Well, in life, I use these 3 steps as I got to touch each of those 3 steps, and they've helped me deal with the challenges of dealing with lupus and diabetes and dealing with the loss of my wife. The first step is reflect. And reflect means to look in the mirror and to analyze yourself and evaluate your situation and where you're at and where you want to be. Back then I remember looking in the mirror. I was 35 pounds overweight. My face was bloated due to alcohol. My blood pressure was through the roof. I knew that I needed to stop drinking. I needed to start exercising, and I needed to start filling myself full of nutrition. And that's exactly what I did. And it gained this momentum to get me to the second step. And the second step is connect. And what connect means is to ask for help, to connect with people that can help get you where you want to be. I was very fortunate. My best friend, Dan, he had lost his wife at the very same age. He'd walked in my shoes. He'd been where I'd been. I could lean on him for support and for advice. Is there somebody that you can call on? Is there a friend or a therapist that you could get help from? The third step is select. And what select means is to select decisions that are going to make you stronger, knowing that all decisions are linked. See, they can work for you or they can work against you. Knowing that one good decision, it can lead to the next one, just like one bad decision could lead to the next bad decision. I remember back then I would wake up and I would I would choose to be a victim to my situation. I would choose to neglect nutrition and choose to sit rather than exercise. Now I choose, when I wake up, to see life as a gift, and I get to see it through the lens that Leslie gave me, that life is really short. Now, these steps, I relate them to baseball. And maybe you could relate them to hiking or music or photography. They've helped me become a better parent, a better friend, and a better person. I get the opportunity these days to speak to colleges and police departments and sports teams. And I know these steps have helped them. And I know they can help you. So many of us these days are waking up at a crossroads. And there is that fear of the future, and there is that fear of the unknown. But I know if you can get the courage to look in the mirror and reflect and figure out where you're at and where you want to be, and you can connect with people that can help get you there, and you can select decisions that are going to make you stronger, you can make it through your most challenging times. I hope you choose to use this as your nudge down the stairs. Thank you.